The Steelers drafted a quarterback, but not the one that I wanted. I wanted Shador Sanders. I was really upset that he went to the Cleveland Browns, and they end up opting for Will Howard in the sixth round. Obviously, he had a really good season last year, led Ohio State to the national championship. I feel he embodies the personality in the city of Pittsburgh. He's tough, hard nosed, but I still feel he's kind of lacking certain traits that help elevate the Steelers to a Super Bowl level. But what are your thoughts on Will Howard, and how much upside do you think the Steelers are getting in him?
No, I'm right there with you. When number one, I also wanted Shadur. When they took Will Howard, I'm like, yeah, he's cool. You listen to him talk. He's seems like a really awesome guy, a really coachable guy that I'd love to have a conversation with. Um, but at the same time, you spend a 6th round pick on him. I mean, like you said, he's not a guy with any elite traits. You're not drafting Will Howard because he got a super strong arm. You're not drafting Will Howard because he's uh he's Lamar when he runs a football. You're not drafting Will Howard because he can diagnose and pick apart a defense. Like, nothing he does is at a level you want it to be, to be starting on Sundays every week. Um, that was one of my problems with drafting him. I love the kid. I think he's going to work hard, but I think he's coming into a crappy situation for two reasons. Number one, Mike Tomlin and the Steelers front office, they don't seem to believe in supporting a young quarterback with good offensive coaching and um, really explosive. I mean, I know we got two explosive weapons in the receiver room now, but I also feel like number one, you're coming into a crappy coaching situation, but also number two, right now the Steelers are kind of stockpiling draft picks, especially comp picks, to probably trade up for a quarterback
Next
next
year.
year. So I just wonder, is Will Howard even going to get a shot? I don't think he's going to get a shot to start at all this year. I mean, maybe Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. Okay, but is Mason Rudolph going to be bad enough or get hurt for Will Howard to come in? Probably not. Like, I've come to accept that Will Howard's probably going to be the three all year and likely just work his tail off. He might get traded for a late round pick or maybe even be a career backup, possibly a coach someday. I could see him being a good coach someday. But what I wanted out of the draft was a quarterback who you could start. Like, Will Howard's cool. He's a big body, he's probably more built for the cold weather in Pittsburgh than Shador Sanders is, but at the same time, Will Howard's not going to start games for you. Shador probably would, and I don't know that Shador would have been some elite quarterback. I know a lot of NFL teams are concerned about his arm strength, but what he does bring you is good decision making, brings you accuracy. And at Colorado State, he got hit a lot. That'll probably get improved in NFL offense. Um, I think he would have started games for the Steelers, and I think he would have looked solid this year. I think this would have been a year to bring in Shador, see what he can do, and if he is a reliable starter, keep playing him next year. But by bringing in Will Howard, I feel like you're just punting the quarterback situation to next year with supposedly a deeper class. Which, by the way, we got a whole year of college football left to play. We don't even know if Arch Manning is going to come out, knowing that family. There's questions about Nico Yamaleava. He just went to UCLA. What's he going to do over there? When he was with Tennessee, he wasn't that good to begin with. Um, and I know there's other names: Cade Klubnik, Garrett Newsmeyer, Drew Aller. Like I said, still a whole year of college football left to play. Like, those guys could all very well be bums. What's your plan then? You're going to trade up for a bum? I don't know.
Yeah, and with Will Howard, he's just boring to me. There's nothing really eye popping about his game that strikes me as the guy who can elevate the Steelers back to a Super Bowl. When you're playing in the AFC with all these aliens, Will Howard isn't beating Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. Even if Will Howard does become a capable starter, you're still going to be getting a first round exit and a first class trip back to Cancun. So with me, even if we get the upside with Will Howard, I still don't feel that's good enough to get the Steelers far in the postseason. At least with Shador, you have that it factor with him. At Colorado, in the fourth quarter, when the game was on the line, there weren't too many times that brother did not come through. And yes, Shador, you can make the same argument for him that we're making against Will Howard. You know, he lacks the elite traits, but he just has that clutch gene. He just has that X factor about him, that aura that you believe if the ball is in his hands with 2 minutes left, you need somebody to drive you downfield to win the game. He has a better chance of getting that done compared to Will Howard, who benefited greatly playing on the stacked Ohio State squad. And before he transferred to Ohio State, he got his job taken at Kansas State.
By a dude who looked like never mind, it's not important.
I seen that post though. I seen that post on X.